Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Happy holidays to my badass manifesting family. I hope that you are having the most beautiful holiday season. I decided this year that I want to love the holidays again, and I want to let go of the stress of perfectionism when it comes to gift giving and really just give from my heart and give from a place of knowing that no matter what it is, it's enough because it's about the intention behind it. And also for the past, I would say 10 years, the holidays have really stressed me out. I can't even begin to tell you. And so this year with Maverick, I decided I am no longer going to operate from that place anymore. And I'm just going to be merry. And it really did work. I decided that I want to feel differently during the holidays. And so I'm really happy to say that I'm in the spirit. So if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas like me, Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas. If you just celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate at this time of year. I'm also celebrating my birthday this week. My birthday is on the 28th. So there's a lot to celebrate, and birthdays have a whole new meaning after watching my son come into the world. It really is such an auspicious time that you uniquely came into this planet, and I'm really grateful to be here. So yeah, I'm just in the fields celebrating all the things. And yesterday I wanted to record this episode and I wasn't feeling 100% and the inspiration wasn't flowing, and I was kind of bummed because I really wanted to record it yesterday because I had the time and space to do so. And I had to let myself off the hook, and I crawled into bed and I took a nap in the middle of the day, which was exactly what was needed. And I let myself just be. And that's kind of what I want to share about in today's episode. I want to share about how to allow your inspiration to flow and how to value your work moving into 2024. So the lesson that was shown to me yesterday was this, okay? On Sunday night, I was sleeping and I had this idea come through for QCA. I'm always about refining our program, refining our client experience, our student experience. And so this idea came through to record a video for the portal that I think would help a lot of our students. And I couldn't remember what the video was about when I woke up, and I was on my team meeting Monday morning. I was trying to explain my idea and it wasn't coming through. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't think of it. I can't remember what it was in my sleep. I should have written it down, but I didn't. And so I was racking my brain yesterday, just thinking, trying to think of it. And then I was like, okay, no, just let it go. It's going to come to you. But then it never did. And then at the end of the day, I was like, okay, let's meditate and clear the head and see what happens. Nothing came through. So I woke up this morning and I still didn't have the idea. And I went to yoga. And I'm thinking about my day ahead. I'm like, okay, I really want to record my birthday episode, Christmas episode, holiday episode. And I really, I was also trying again to think about the idea. I was like, I really want to remember what that is. But I went to yoga, and in yoga class, I'm breathing and I'm stretching and I'm moving and I'm just being present. And what do you know? About 10, 15 minutes into the class, the idea for the podcast and the idea that I had in my sleep came rushing back into my mind. So I literally got up off my yoga mat in joy and excitement to run over to my coat take out my phone and write it all down. I'm like, okay, I am remembering this next time. I am writing this down. Whenever you get an idea, you have to write it down. Every time I think I'm going to remember something, I don't. I have to write it down. So I was so excited because the idea for the podcast came through and the idea that I had for my program came through. But there's so much more here to this. I feel like my guides almost were like, okay, we're going to make you forget this idea so that you can then remember how true inspiration flows. Before we officially kick off today's episode, I want to share something that is really amazing with you. I was invited to be part of this amazing bundle, and I've done bundles in the past, and I really, really love this one specifically because, number one, I love the creators that are in the bundle, and number two, the concept of the bundle is all about what I wish I knew, and it's called the golden ticket. So this bundle specifically is hosted by my friend Lauren Eliz Love. Some of you know her, and it's all about the golden ticket. It's like what you need on your journey of becoming the version of yourself that you're meant to be, starting the business. It's all about how to coach at empowerment, how to sell in alignment, how to embody your power, how to follow your truth with authentic certainty, how to stand strong as a magnetic leader that you know you always were meant to be. And this is your golden ticket for making it happen. So a little bit about the golden ticket. It's a bundle of 13 trainings from incredible women in the online space who are soul aligning their way to success and teaching you how to do the same. Inside the bundle, you're going to have access to 13 different trainings that is valued at over $2,000. So it's a 95% discount because we are selling it for $97. So you get to watch and binge 13 pre-recorded masterclasses and courses. And it comes with a free podcast series featuring all of the guests with really juicy, beautiful interviews, with each of us sharing what we wish we knew before we started our businesses specifically. These are such good episodes. I started listening to them already, and I loved recording mine with Lauren. So a little bit more about the masterclasses. There's masterclass with Lauren, embodying the soul-led leader within. There's Danielle McCleary, who's teaching mind-blowing magnetism. There's Lydia McLean, who's teaching reclamation, a somatic breath and vocal alchemy journey to reclaim the voice of your womb. There's me, Quantum Coach Codes. I'm teaching you how to coach, how to start, lead, and guide your coaching sessions. There's Spacious Sales with Emily Brandt. There's Multidimensional Manifestation Bundle with Stephanie Bellinger. I mean, there's some really amazing things in here. Embodying Your Highest Vibration with Stephanie Burgos. Finding and Embodying Your Truth with Carissa Johnson. Becoming a Magnet Hypnosis with Jen Casey. There are so many. There's so many more too. There's 13 in total. So my suggestion to you is go to the link in the show notes right now or the link in my Instagram bio at thequantum.coach and get this bundle for $97. You will be so happy. Oh my God, there's also Elizabeth Faye, which is the power of glow breathwork into your life and business. She's amazing. QCA graduate, beautiful, amazing business owner. I'm so excited. So yeah, these master classes on their own over $2,000. You can get them today for just $97. You're going to get the golden ticket and you're going to learn what we wish we all knew before we started our businesses. So click the link below and get it right now and tag me and let me know that you got the bundle so I can share it and celebrate you. Okay, without further ado, enjoy today's episode. It was a lesson in not forcing. And it's like almost like my guides wanted to see what I was going to do yesterday. Like, okay, you're not feeling 100%. The inspiration isn't flowing. What is she going to do? Is she going to try and force it to happen? Is she going to go lay down and take a nap like we really want her to do? Is she going to, just force a podcast to come out that really isn't as potent as it could be if you just trusted in the process of the divine inspiration? And so I almost feel like it was just like a test in my lesson taking of like, okay, Inspiration flows when I am not trying to make it flow. When I don't force anything to come through is when everything comes through. And I've gotten this lesson over and over again. And this wasn't the idea for the podcast to share this with you, but I do feel like it's relevant to share because I want, going into 2024, my goal for myself, my goal for you is to allow inspiration to flow to you, flow through you, right? We are not the creators of inspiration. Our higher self, divine energy, our guides, universe, God gives us the inspiration, gives us the divine downloads to then share with the world. We can't think of them on our own. We are that energy, and we are a vessel for allowing that inspiration to flow through us. So if you have been stuck, if you have been feeling a lack of inspiration, a lack of spark in your creative energy, do something to get out of the way. Do something to get out of the way of that stuckness, because it's easy when you're feeling a creative block to then be like, oh, I'm so blocked. And then you're all up in the block and you're like, oh, it's just not flowing. It's not flowing. And I went to yoga with my soul sister, Rachel, shout out. And she just finished writing a book, and it is such an amazing book. And she said to me like months ago when she was finishing it, she's like, I feel really blocked right now, and I haven't been to the gym in like quite a while. So I was like, all right, let's go. We're going to the gym together. We go to the gym together a lot. We've done Pilates together. We do a lot of different things. And as soon as we went to the gym, she's like, I had a breakthrough the next day in my book. And it's all about getting out of the way, but also there's a lot to be said about movement in the body. The stagnation of our energy, of our thoughts, of our emotions, it gets stuck in our muscles and in our bones. And when we stretch, when we move, when we sweat, when we express physically, it also allows the inspiration to flow, because it's getting you out of the way and it's getting all that stuck energy that's built up over time. It's moving it out of the way. And you've heard me talk about this before, but this is just such a powerful reminder for myself and for you, if you need it, to just take this remembrance and learning into 2024 and make it your intention to channel inspiration in this way, because it will come through so beautifully. It's so true. We get our best ideas when we're not really trying to think of them. Anyone else? It's in the shower, or when you're walking, or when you're moving, or when you're meditating, or when you're cooking breakfast. Whenever you're not trying to think of them is when they come through the most. And I feel like, why is that not taught in school? Why is that not taught in school? Like, this is how you can really download maximum inspiration. Like, if I had a school for kids, that's what I would teach them. That would be inspiration, would be a class in my school. It's like how to really channel inspiration, because we are all conduits for divine downloads, divine ideas, divine knowingness. And ideas are circulating all the time. Ideas are all around us. We have all the answers that we can need. We just have to allow ourselves the time and space to tune into them, to get out of our own way, to align our frequency. So powerful. Okay, so the other piece that I wanted to share in this episode was a story about how I was at spin class, and I have an amazing teacher. His name is Max, and he is so fun. I love his music. It's so dark in there. He really gets you in the zone. Spin is also another one of my favorite ways to just get out of my head and into my body. There's so many codes in the body. Anyway, that's not what this is about. He was telling a story at the end, and he is like this young kid who is just starting his life. He just graduated college, and he's just beginning with this blank stage in front of him of life, and it's so beautiful. So he's telling me that he went to Miami and he went to this art show, And he saw so many beautiful art paintings and artworks and pieces and all these things. He's like, and then I saw some that were just like a black line on a white page. And it was mind-boggling to him. He's like, I don't understand. There was literally a white canvas with a black line on a page, and it was like $70,000. And that was the end of his story. He was just like, I don't understand it. I can't understand it. He's like, I should appreciate it more, but I just don't get it. So I had a download for him because I felt like there was a big message in there for him. And whenever you look at something and you're like, this is meaningless, right? Like he didn't say this, but he could have looked at that piece of art that was white canvas with a black line in the middle and said, this is meaningless. And I remember when I was at this like beginning stage of my spiritual awakening, back when I was like 18, 19, I remember just thinking that life was meaningless. And not in a like really sad, negative way, like, oh, I'm depressed, although I might have been a little at the time. It was more of like this curiosity that I had, like, I don't understand. If nothing really has meaning, then what is this all about? You know? And I started to question the meaning behind things in life. And I felt like he was starting to question the meaning behind this artwork. He was starting to question the meaning behind this line on a blank piece of paper that was $70,000. And those kinds of questions are indicators of awakening. And so I said to him after class, I said, I feel like there's a message there for you, because he shared that in class, but he didn't have like this like full like lesson to come through to like give to his students, you know? It was kind of like open-ended story of just his curiosity around it. And I said to him, I feel like there's a lesson here for you. And he's like, what? And I was like, well, what do you want to do with your life? He's like, I don't really know, but I know that eventually I want to work for myself. And I was like, okay, awesome. And of course, I'm thinking about coaches, right? Because that's who I serve primarily. And coaches have such a hard time putting a value on their work in the world, especially in the beginning. And I would imagine if you're an entrepreneur and you have a service-based business, whether you're a coach or not, you have a hard time placing value on your work. And so I said to him, you know, okay, you want to work for yourself. So when you look at that artwork and you see that it's a line on a paper for $70,000, what does that tell you about you when you want to go work for yourself? And he was like, oh, I think I get it. And I was like, think about value. All value is perceived value. All value is perceived value. We can look at a line on a paper and be like, it's $1 million. We can look at a diamond and be like, that's $1 million. We can look at anything and put a perceived value on it. So yeah, somebody might look at that and be like, I would pay $80,000 for that. That would go perfectly in my home in Switzerland. And somebody else might be like, I don't get it. I wouldn't pay a penny for that. And he was like, okay, I think I understand what you're saying. And what I was really getting to here is that you, as someone who wants to work for yourself, whatever it is that you have to offer, you have to value it. Because the value that you put on your work, on the transformation that you provide through your service or your product or your business, whatever it is, you have to be behind that 100%, energetically. And I tell this to coaches all the time when they're thinking about their pricing. And they're like, I don't know what to charge. Is there like a standard rate when you start your coaching business? I'm like, honestly, there's not, because you might be able to start your business and say, I'm $500 an hour. And somebody else might be like, I'm $85 an hour, right? Same coaching skill set, same education, same mission, same purpose, but one person really values their work and knows the transformation they provide, and one person doesn't. And it's not about your worth as a person. It's not about your worth at all. It's about the transformation that you're giving to somebody else. And it's about what that transformation is worth to them. So the person who bought that artwork for $70,000, they're getting some sort of transformation in the process. Maybe they're getting a dopamine hit. Maybe they're getting an ego, boost by being able to spend that much and hanging that in their house. And then they get to talk about it with people that come in and how they were in Miami and they saw this piece of art, and it's giving them something. But it has nothing to do with the artist and their self-worth, does it? It has nothing to do with the artist. The artist has to get behind that price energetically. And ultimately, it has nothing to do with them, because all value is perceived value, and all value is what you say it is. Because if everything is inherently meaningless and we get to give the meaning behind it, everything is then subjective. So instead of saying it's meaningless, I instead say everything is subjective. It's our opinion. It's our opinion on what we think or we believe something should be or shouldn't be. So he said that he understood, he got it. He got the message. I'm like, okay, he was pondering that. He was pondering the meaning behind this art, why it was so much money, and hopefully realizing that we're creators putting things in place. We're creators saying this is this much, that is that much. And of course, like the powers that be in our world, create inflation and supply and demand and all that stuff. But I'm talking about out of like the matrix and into like your own realm of creating your world, creating your business, your life. You get to make up the rules in your world. You get to make up the rules. You get to say what something means, what it doesn't mean, the value of something, the lack of value of something. Start to question things. Start to get curious about the nature of your reality. I remember when I was little, I would be like, why is a chair called a chair? Why is a table called a table? Why is the sky called the sky? And just get curious about meanings and words and all of that. All those questions, of course, are normal as humans to ask. And also, I look back and I'm like, I was always seeking awakening. I was always seeking those deeper answers, the deeper meaning of things. And so just know, like, you have the power to decide what you choose to value, what you choose to make meaning of. And I think the thing that I am really good at, and maybe to a fault, is just getting the learning from what life is showing you all of the time. Being curious about, what does that teach me? Oh, wow, I don't agree with $70,000 for a line on a piece of canvas. So what is that teaching? And it helps me really go deeper into just the nature of the meaning of the things that I make meaning of in life, and the value that I place on something or don't place on something. And yeah, just getting all of those learnings is like, it's such a cool feeling. So I am so excited to say that this podcast episode was completely downloaded to me in yoga class today. And I want you to practice what I'm saying about getting out of your own way, allowing inspiration to flow, getting curious about the things that you find peculiar or meaningless or, valued wrong or anything. Like, get curious about the nature of your reality and remind yourself that you are an infinite being and there's an infinite amount of meaning, and life is about the meaning that we give it and the meaning that we create inside of this beautiful, epic hologram. Sending you all so much love during this holiday season. I'm giving you a big hug and a kiss on the cheek. Mwah. And I am going to have an amazing birthday week I don't even know what we have in store. Nothing's really planned, but it's going to be an amazing week. And as long as I'm with my baby and my loved ones, I'll be so happy. Sending you all so much love, and I will see you and talk to you in 2024. Have a happy, healthy, amazing new year. We have some amazing guests lined up for 2024. We have some amazing content lined up for 2024. And the podcast is just getting a whole makeover in 2024. So get ready. I'm excited. Get excited. And I just want to say thank you for tuning in, for being here, for listening, for taking care of yourself, for being a stand for your own growth and evolution. And I just appreciate you so much. Truly, truly, truly. I'm so grateful for you. And thank you to everyone who has left a review on the podcast. It would mean the world to me. If you want to give me a birthday present, please leave a review on iTunes. Hit the 5 stars if you love this podcast. And just share a few words about how this podcast has helped you grow in your life. That would be so incredible. And I just want to give you a sneak peek of what's to come next week. We are having our 300th celebration episode. 300 freaking episodes of the Badass Manifestor podcast. I feel like I need to really let this sink in that I have recorded 300 episodes of this podcast. I don't miss a week. I've recorded 300 episodes. I'm just taking it in right now in real time. So we are celebrating I'm having one of my past coaching clients interview me for the 300th episode about what the journey has been like, the ups and downs, the highs, the lows of creating a huge podcast, and what the secrets have been to the success of the podcast. I'm going to be sharing so much. Honestly, I don't even know what she's going to ask me, but I'm really, really excited about it. And I'm going to put a box on my social media to ask what you want to know. If you have any questions, we might be able to squeeze them into the episode about just the success behind this podcast and what the whole journey has been like since we launched in 2018. June of 2018 we launched, which is just mind-blowing to me. So I've been at it for a minute and it's been such an honor. One of my favorite parts of my business is connecting with you in this way. So honestly, thank you so much. And I'll see you in 2024 with our 300th episode. How cool is that? We're literally starting the new year with our 300th episode. It just feels super great. So I will see you on the other side, sending you all love, light, and a beautiful entrance to your new year. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at Manifest with Ash. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.